kidnapping that fractured his family and his relationship with the famous accused producer of abuse. Puff Jerry put comfortable and do not lose anything because you are going to hallucinate with the life of Thalía. Our beloved Thalía reached the world. In 1971 in Mexico City, such as fourth daughter of between Yolanda Miranda and Ernesto Saad Palares since childhood, he stood out as the spoiled family, being the youngest and the center of attention, especially for his father, who, however, his childhood gave a drastic turn when at the young age of 6 years lost his father due to this diabetes complications. Tragic event not only marked emotionally to Thalía, but also changed family and financial dynamics. I added Olos in an unexpected situation. The Payat, older sisters of Thalía, Federica, Gabriela, and Ernestina, were focused in their own professional goals. None related to the world of show, but unlike them, Thalía had another sister who didn't share the last name, Sodi Laura Zapata, fruit of a previous relationship. Of his mother, as Laura was said, she was raised by her grandmother since Ernesto Sodi does not accept it in the family nucleus. Despite this, Laura developed a career in that of entertainment, standing out in telenovelas and theater. Your trajectory began in 1977 with his participation in Toy World and other productions who cemented their way in the performance. Thalía, for its part, showed from very young an inclination artistic, with the support of his mother and his sister Laura, who already had contacts. In Televisa, he entered the children's group Pac-Man emerged after the Tomatoes program to sing. Later it was integrated into Grupo Vaseline. Don participated as chorist and dancer. Although he didn't have a main role, these experiences, they helped win tables on stage, preparing it for what would be a life dedicated to the artistic world. Everything seemed indicate that your future would be brilliant and full of success, despite talent and support from your family. Things not were so simple after the death of his father. The economic stability of the family began to stagger. According to rumors, Yolanda Miranda, mother of Thalía, began to perceive in the charisma and youth of his daughter an opportunity to overcome economic difficulties. When talked, I was around 15 years old, began capture the attention of figures, important industry, among them Luis de Llano, a producer surrounded by controversies due to their relationship with Sasha Sokol, who at that time had only 14 years to see that terrible relationship. The parents decided to get it of the group, because they did not want me to Sacha continue to see Luis de Llano like this and that. In 1986, after the departure of Sacha Sokol from Timbiriche, Thalía Group was integrated as your replacement, marking a key moment in his artistic career. With this new role, his mother, Yolanda Miranda, assumed Amor active paper as a representative of your daughter. At that time, the situation family's economic was not so good as before, and according to rumors, Yolanda began to look for ways to take advantage talent, the grace and youth of Thalía, to keep home expenses. This was the beginning of a full period of challenges for the young woman who barely it began to make their way in a world artistic that was not always ethical. During this time, Thalía began to live your first loves as your first romance was with Diego Shonen, one of his companions in Timbiriche without. However, some versions claim that this relationship was more a facade than a real link, since according to rumors, the true lover of Thalía in that moment was Emilio the Azcárraga. Tiger comments that the powerful businessman does not only offered preferential treatment inside Televisa, but also delivered great sums of money to his mother with the alleged objective of having exclusivity about his daughter's career. Over time, speculation about Yolanda's influence on Thalía relationships began to take force. According to several testimonies, the mother of the singer would have begun to financially benefit from your daughter's relationships, prioritizing always status and capacity, man's economic about feelings of Thalía. The journalist Maxine W. mentioned once Emilio Azcárraga would even have considered marrying with Thalía. But another woman appeared in her life, and that relationship, it never becomes specified. In addition, it is said, what Thalía was also related to, producer Nicandro Díaz again, under his mother's approval. In 1987, Thalía made the leap to telenovelas, starring titles such as Por Miss Limantur and Quinceañera. There is a resounding success that marked a generation during the rise of your career on television. In 1988, it is said that Thalía and his partner Adela Noriega were invited to Pinos for the newly appointed president, Carlos Salinas de Gortari. According to Salinas, rumors was delighted with the Adela Noriega beauty, which caused a certain disgust in Thalía's mother, who he hoped his daughter captured the attention of the president despite not be chosen on that occasion. Is said, how did not show interest in get involved in the political world or in the riches that this could offer without. However, your mother, according to the same versions, would have explained that the money was key to ensuring the welfare of the family, thus pressed. For the expectations of his mother, Thalía began to accept situations that they were always of their liking. Personally, Thalía also lived moments of his youth according to Eric's statements. Ruben, the singer, had a relationship intermittent with him and Diego. His companions in Timbiriche Tosim, when problems arose with one, I was looking for comfort in the other. Carrying his youth love life between emotions, found this triangle did not happen unnoticed, and rumors about their disputes with Paulina Rubio began to become frequent since both seemed compete for the attention of the boys of the group for another side. The plans of your mother Yolanda Miranda went beyond these romances teenagers. As commented Holland, I dreamed of linking Thalía with a powerful politician who could guarantee a stable future for the family. Meanwhile, did not make an objection to what your daughter would be interested in young people from Heritage, as long as they do not interfere with his ambitions. In 1989, Thalía recorded his latest album with Timbiriche, closing that stage of your race the following year, gave the great jump as a soloist. With your debut album titled Thalía, produced by Melode and directed by Alfredo Díaz Ordaz, who it was, Alfredo Díaz Ordaz, according to Languages. More indiscreet, Alfredo was the son of former President Gustavo Díaz Ordaz and a passionate about music. That by not achieving success as an interpreter decided to devote musical production. Is said that influence of Yolanda Miranda was determinant in this relationship, since I saw in Alfredo not only a mentor to your daughter, but also an opportunity, important, financial. Despite that Alfredo was a married man with children, Yolanda supposedly considered it, the man indicated for Thalía due to your fortune and status. The relationship between Thalía and Alfredo Díaz Ordaz generated great controversy. He was almost 40 years old, while he was barely reached teen. What aroused criticism, both for the age difference, as for the fact of that Alfredo already had a family. This link brought a scandal media, since in addition to his life personal, the content of the debut album Thalía caused controversy. Songs like Saliva were censored in several radio stations due to its character, provocative, and some critics, they considered that they were inappropriate for such a young artist. Even Raúl Velasco, an important figure of the Mexican television, came to comment publicly that the album style was too vulgar. Despite criticism, the relationship between Thalía and Alfredo flourished to the point that there was talk of wedding plans. However, the context of this relationship remained complicated, since some sectors of the society saw Alfredo as a figure problem, while others, they questioned Yolanda's influence on your daughter's decisions of the album as a pact between the two. They also fed the controversy with interpretations that reached qualify them as satanics due to their symbolic content and its aesthetics provocative. According to rumors of the time, Alfredo Díaz Ordaz, who was a couple of Thalía, was known for his interest in esoteric practices and beliefs in the sorcery. Was said that this aspect of his life, or in the young singer who, being just a girl without much experience, began to live excesses that they marked a complicated stage of his life. Alfredo, considered the black sheep of the Díaz Ordaz family, dedicated his time to music, psychedelia and song, but its unconventional lifestyle and its reputation generated tensions in their environment, including the rejection of your own family towards your relationship with Thalía. Despite the criticism, Alfredo showed completely delivered to Thalía, getting to divorce Paulina Castañón Rios Sertuche, with whom I had 2 daughters, to formalize your link with. The singer even proposed marriage with a ring that symbolized your commitment. However, according to rumors, Thalía Yolanda's mother, Miranda, seemed more interested in economic benefits that Alfredo contributed to the family that, in the emotional well-being of his daughter is counted, that although Thalía came to confess to his mother who wanted to end the relationship because he felt uncomfortable with some of the situations that Yolanda lived, I would have insisted on continuing, reminding him that the family depended on she from the death of her father in 1991. Thalía launched her second album, A Soloist World of Glass, again produced by Alfredo. Díaz Ordaz, although the album was a success, also generated controversies due to the content of some songs like Sweat that was considered daring and provocative too. The time, however, the relationship between Alfredo and Thalía continued until 1993 when the tragedy hit them. While she recorded the successful soap opera, Marimar, Alfredo died victim of hepatitis C. According to allegados, Thalía he had the opportunity to say goodbye to him since he was not allowed to see his body, leaving a sense of loss. Then, framed deeply after Alfredo's death, Thalía was single and again became the rumors center. About new romances, according to statements of the own Christian Castro, both maintained our relationship during your youth, little after the death of Díaz Ordaz. Though he confessed that the death of Alfredo affected him a lot emotionally. He was also seen enjoying his youth at events such as the Festival of Acapulco, where he was close and flirt with Luis Miguel. According to rumors, on one occasion, Thalía had an incommode encounter with Luis Miguel. During an event in Acapulco, it is said, "Then your attitude?" It was perceived as too insinuating to the point that singer had to mark distance to, despite his growing fame as an actress of soap operas and singer. The bad languages assure that Thalía did not achieve awakening romantic interest in others, celebrities. The reason is his constant company of his mother Yolanda Menda was not attractive to gallants of the time. Also, some couples of the actors who worked with Thalía distrust her, considering it too flirtatious and slippery. One of the most popular rumors of this type involves Eduardo Capetillo during the recording of the Marimar telenovela. According to the versions, both kissed hidden from Vi Gaitán, who was already committed and waiting for a child with Eduardo. The tension came to the point that Capetillo, visibly nervous for the recordings, finally discovered that this was because I saw them watch them through the monitors on the set. For avoid more problems, team of production decided to turn off the monitors and thus guarantee that the shots will develop without interruptions. In an interview with Veron Castro, Thalía even commented between laughs that during those days, she and Eduardo took advantage of the scenes to share passionate kisses. VB Gaitán, for his part, he did not hide his discomfort with the professional relationship between your couple and talked on one occasion, came to claim directly to the singer, who defended himself, saying that he should not explanations to anyone and what was there, just to work. This type of situations reflected conflicts internal that Thalía lived, although his mother always advised him to prioritize relationships with wealthy men. I wanted to experience sincere romances that made her happy. In 1995, Thalía, he had the opportunity to work with one of the most influential and rich singers from the Latin world, Julio Iglesias. Both they shared screen on the program, Always on Sunday, where they starred. A full presentation of looks and caresses that did not pass unnoticed. Julio Iglesias, with 43 years and a multi-million-dollar fortune that included hotels in the Dominican Republic, he began to cut Thalía, extolling his talent and beauty. This interest not only was well received by the singer but also for his mother, who saw in July an ideal couple for their daughter without embargo. The constant presence of Yolanda Miranda at each event ended bothering the interpreter of GE, who, finally one of them, or intense moments than many. They remember when Thalía and Julio Churches played a song in the program Always in Sunday. During the Julio presentation, he surprised everyone, stamping a kiss in the lips of the singer, who between ashamed and surprised corresponded to the gesture with a smile. This episode, he was very commented in the press feeding. The rumors of a possible romance between them is not. It was the only relationship attributed to Thalía during your carrera. Another assumption romance that marked his career was with the actor Fernando Colunga, with whom shared credits in the soap opera Maria. La del Barrio. Chemistry between them did not happen unnoticed by anyone. and in 2020 the actress Juliana Peniche confirmed that. During the recordings, Fernando Five, Thalía. They were a couple, according to Juliana. They looked very happy and in love, Laura. Flores. He also talked about this romance, remembering that once she was invited to eat at home of Laura Zapata and witnessed how Fernando and Thalía embraced and kissed, making it clear that their relationship went beyond the screen in 1996. During an interview, Thalía spoke openly about your relationship with Fernando, although he admitted that they took very good and that they wanted a lot too. It made it clear that I was not interested in marry at that time. He is working a lot. I am working much now. We are dedicated to what we have. But later, if God wants, the time will arrive, said with a smile. However, that wedding, it never came. To journalist Cristina Saralegui offered more detail about this relationship in an interview with Fernando Coloma, revealing that the mother Thalía would have been a factor determinant in the rupture, according to Cristina. Yolanda Miranda did not see in Fernando a suitable candidate for his daughter, despite her appeal and talent. Apparently the reason was that Fernando no fulfilled economic expectations that Yolanda had for the future of Thalía. This revelation, as they have it, bothered Thalía to the point to distance yourself from Cristina. After that, the comment S was in light. After this romance in 1998, Thalía met Tommy Mottola, a powerful magnate of the musical industry at that time. Thalía, he was 28 years old and was already one of the most popular actresses and singers of Mexico, while Cami, who worked as a producer, he had finished. Recently, your marriage to Amor, the meeting was organized by the producers Emilio and Gloria Estefan, and according to the Flechazo was snapshot at that time, Thalía already had started working in his album Mexican Love, and for this, he sought as a producer to Emilio Estefan, iconic figure in the music industry, together with his wife Gloria Estefan. Emilio and Gloria, great friends of Tommy Mottola. They decided to present them, and according to the arrow was immediate. Not much happened time before the tycoon invited to Thalía to spend a summer at home in New York. Hamptons is said to Thalía arrived loaded with 12 bags, faith puppy, and a determined attitude because he never resided again in Mexico after a year of courtship. The couple decided to formalize their relationship, and they married on December 2, 2000 in a spectacular ceremony in the San Patricio Cathedral in New York. The event was one of the most Mexican show media, with Thalía wearing an impressive dress designed by Mitz with a 50 tail meter, who captured the attention of the world. This time they mandated Thalía's mother. He had no objections because he was considered the powerful ideal man, wealthy and capable of guaranteeing the future of his daughter and family without embargo. The marriage with Tommy Mottola also brought challenges unexpected. In 2002, just years after his wedding, the family of Thalía was wrapped in a terrifying episode, the kidnapping of his Ernestina sisters, Sodi and Laura Zapata. This event occurred at the exit of a play where Laura participated, and according to herself, he said the kidnappers went after the Tommy Mottola, money demanding a $5 million rescue, a figure that none of them could pay. Laura Zapata revealed that he had already noticed suspicious movements in the weeks previous. But on the day of the kidnapping, the criminals finally executed their plan, according to the kidnappers. They forced Laura's son to call Thalía and Tommy to negotiate warning. That was not a joke when he talked. He received that call, initially believed what was a joke, bewildered by that Tommy was happening. When he learned, contacted Lepia, which caused the calls were intervened, and frozen bank accounts complicating even more the situation. The management of rescue also generated tensions inside family, according to Juan Sodi. Excess from Laura Zapata. Thalía offered to use her own money instead of Tommy Mottola to pay the rescue. What he gave foot rumors that I was not willing to help with her husband's resources. However, Ernestina Sodi later declared at a conference that was Thalía who finally achieved his liberation after 34 days in captivity. This event deeply marked the family. Sometime later, Laura Zapata premiered a theater work entitled Captive, inspired by your experience. However, this caused controversy and discomfort between some family members, exacerbating the tensions that already existed after the painful events of the kidnapping. The relationship between Laura Zapata suffered a fracture irreparable. Although initially the drama joined the family in the face of adversity, internal tensions came to light. With the passage of time, Laura in particular made statements that generated controversy and left more questions than responses. In one of them assured that his mother Yolanda Miranda had abandoned to be raised by his grandmother, and launched a much more accusation controversy that Thalía had been used to economically benefit these words fed speculation and divided even more to the. However, as is the case with many aspects of the life of celebrities, what is known about these family conflicts is wrapped in rumors and speculations throughout his career. Thalía has been sentimentally linked to men much older than her, like Emilio El Tigre Azcárraga, Alfredo Díaz Ordaz, and Tommy Mottola. According to versions no confirmed his mother would have influenced these actions, seeking to ensure economic stability, family after the death of her husband. These rumors, although not proven, have persisted in public opinion. Something similar has been said of other show figures, as Belinda, who is also. They attribute relationships, supposedly motivated by advice from their parents to ensure a future accommodated, although these comments, they lack concrete tests, demonstrates. The life of the stars is constantly under the scrutiny of the people, mixing real with interpretations and gossip. Now that we have revealed this darker facet and full of controversies in the life of Thalía, it is time to ask you what you think about the rumors that have circulated in the media. You think there is something true in these stories, or are simply inventions of the people? In 2023 were speculated on a possible separation between Thalía and Tommy Mottola, and even talked about the presence of a third woman in her. However, in the end, everything was in simple rumors, and the couple follow joined to this day. Also, Tommy Mottola was indicated in the scandal related to Puff D, where it was affirmed that would have attended the Controversies rapper parties.